Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? It's late. It's 4:07 a.m. And I don't know how late I can stay up. I got up and I washed my face, and I had forgotten that I did a bunch of wash today. So I have this purple shirt on, which is like stained right here. Even though it's been washed and everything, it's stained permanently now. And threw this on because I was like, oh, I don't want to put on, you know, like a fresh t-shirt and stuff until I take a shower tomorrow. So I threw this on, and obviously with these sweat shorts that I have on. And then I was like, walked out to the car, and I was like half asleep. Well, Boo and Tucker wanted to go out, so I took them out. And they just wanted to like kind of look all over the yard forever. So I was standing out there, and I was like, I thought, did you ever just stand? Like, if you take your dogs out, you'll know what I'm talking about. Especially when it's like warmer outside. You just stand there and you're kind of like watching them. And I was like, I'm gonna fall asleep. So I took them inside, and then I got a Diet Coke. I already opened my Diet Coke. And I came out to my car, and I turned on my radio to go down the street to kind of like wake myself up for a little bit. And they were playing this song. I was listening to this New York station that I like, and it's that song by The Weeknd called Blinding Lights. Do you guys like that song? I like that song. But anyway, I actually downloaded, you know, I sing on here all the time, Dream, 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 dream. Okay, I sing that on here all the time, and I was singing it in bed the other night. Did I talk about this on here last night? I think it was last night that I actually did it. And Alex just started laughing because I was singing it, and I downloaded the song by the Everly Brothers. So anyway, my iTunes is just such a mess of one song to the next. I have like 5 songs from the To Kill a Mockingbird soundtrack, like just downloaded. I have the whole CD somewhere in the basement, I'm sure. And, but anyway, I came out to my car, and from like my driveway to around the corner to wake up, I was like wide awake. I was like, hello. So now I'm awake. Do you ever just have one of those days that, just one of those days that's harder than the rest, you know? It's hard on this channel. I don't really know how to say this. You know, it's hard on this channel because there's a lot that I show on this channel. There's tons I show, right? But there's a lot that I don't show as well. And I think to the majority of probably people watching, they think, oh, you know, like, Peter, you know, just goes and gets a coffee, and he does this, and he does that, and that's true. But there's a lot of things that I do that I don't talk about on here as well. And I don't even really know how to say it or explain it without... So... Okay, you know, this was a while ago, but I had somebody show up to my home group, my 12-step home group. So if you don't know what a home group is a meeting that you, like you make a commitment to go to every single week, and that you basically you sign in, and you don't sign in, but like we have a list, we have a roster of who are home group members, right? And it's a meeting that's been going on for 30-40 years at this point. So the meeting has been around forever, and it's got a lot of old timers that have 30 and 40 years, and there's not a lot of newcomers that come. There are, but like maybe once every 2 to 3 weeks you'll get one, versus like a lot of other meetings, like every meeting you'll get 4 or 5, you know? which I wish we would get more newcomers. I really do. We, you know, would love that. But so when somebody new comes into the meeting, like, you right away, like, you're like, okay, that person hasn't been here before. And this is a while ago. I don't know when it was. But somebody came into a meeting, and they're very nice. And it wasn't like they faked it to be there, because their sponsor actually goes to my home group meeting. And so their sponsor came up to me and said that they wanted to talk to me. Would I mind it? They were very appropriate with how they did it. And I was like, no, not at all, right? But then, like, that group splits up into small groups. And we, like, they came and sat in my group. And I wasn't real comfortable with that, because I was like, now I don't have a lot of anonymity. And, like, I don't know if what I share is sacred to this group, if that makes sense. I don't know. They were very nice. You know, I talked to them after the meeting. They wanted to take a picture with me because of, like, a family member that watches me as well. And so I did, and we did it, like, in an isolated area, so you couldn't tell that we were at a meeting. And we did everything, you know, it was very appropriate. It was very nice. And I've never seen them since. And asked their sponsor, you know, like, hey, like, whatever happened, because they're like, I'm coming back every week and blah, 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 right? So I was trying to be as friendly as possible and whatever. And, but, you know, like, I held back in the meeting because I didn't share as much as I normally would. You know, my meetings are my place to go and share what's going on in my life and feel like that's sacred and that, you know, it's anonymous. And that anonymity is an important piece of a 12-step program. And one of the reasons why it's important isn't, you know, nobody will know your business. It's because when you walk in, you are no different than anyone else, okay? We're all the same. We're all the same. We are not unique. And by not being unique, what that means is that our backgrounds may be different, the way that we, you know, our finances may be different, the neighborhoods we live in might be different, how even the substances we use may be different, but the way that the disease affects us is not unique, okay? That we all have ended up there, so to speak, you know? And that sometimes it's a real danger when you start thinking you're really different or unique within a 12-step program, because it's like, well, what they all did doesn't apply to me, okay? So, anyway, that's just one thing. But after that, and they were really nice, and they even followed up and, you know, like, sent me a message and all about how nice it was to meet me. They were really nice. But then, you know, like, I talked to Tanya and I said, I'm really, like, there's this piece and I don't know really how to explain it, but it's like, I don't want somebody looking up to me because I am no better or no worse than anybody else that comes into a 12-step program. I don't know if that makes sense. I am not representative of a 12-step program. I am my own individual person. This is why anonymity is so important. I am my own individual person within a 12-step program, okay? That I have to work steps. I have to do service work. I have to have a sponsor. I have to read the texts. I have to do all of that, the literature. I have to do all of that stuff so that I can stay sober, right? I am no different. But if somebody doesn't want to come to a meeting anymore, let's just say, because they're like, oh, maybe they relapsed, or they're like, you know, now, like, I told Peter how much I liked him and I'm uncomfortable to come back because I relapsed. And I don't even know if that's the case. I'm just saying, right? Like, then they're not getting what they need. So my anonymity is really important to me as well, to help other people, okay? Listen, I've been around for 25 and a half years. And I'm not saying I got this in the bag, but I got it a lot more in the bag than I did at 30 days or 6 months, right? And my purpose for being in a meeting is to help the newcomer. that's what every old-timer's purpose should be for being in a meeting. So at that point, I talked to Tanya, and I said, I don't really know how to address this in the future. It had never happened to me. It was crazy. You would think, you know, that like, in all this time that I've been on YouTube, that like somebody would come up to me in a meeting and be like, I've seen one of your videos. It had like, that had never happened. Like, I think maybe like one time when I was going to this clubhouse, and that was when I very first started, and it was like a booktube video or something. So I talked to Tanya about it, and but I think I ran it by my sponsor too. I'm sure I did. My sponsor is like by the literature, and she's hardcore. So I'm sure, but I don't remember. I remember my conversation with Tanya, because my sponsor doesn't really understand the whole YouTube thing. She tries so hard, she really does, but she doesn't get it. Like last night, she said, she was so sweet. I was talking to her today, and she said, I was having such a hard time falling asleep last night. She goes, I was kind of scared. She lives kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and she's like, I was kind of scared, and so she goes, I turned on one of what'd she call it? She called my vlog, but she called it something funny. I mean, like, the reality is people in my life do not watch my videos. They just don't, you know? And you guys, I want to say something today. I was filming my review video, and I was at Wendy's, and I didn't even notice until I got home, like, that it was out of focus. My eyesight is really bad right now as far as, like, this distance. Like, I can see driving perfectly with my contacts in, but this distance is really bad. I can't honestly see this far unless I have my readers on anymore. And it's just something that's gotten progressively worse in the last 6 months. So, if I'm out of focus during the video, I'm just out of focus. That's all I'm going to say, and I'm just going to have to wait. And, like, I can see when the camera stops, and so unless I'm specifically looking for it like this, if I get back a little bit, I can kind of see it. But anyway, so she did something funny about it. She called my vlog something, but she said, I turned on one of your vlogs, so because I just wanted to talk to somebody. She said, I thought it would help me fall asleep to just kind of like listen to somebody or talk to somebody. And she said it was really soothing. And I said, oh, thank you. And she goes, but you were talking about me. And I said, I was. And she started laughing so hard. And she was like, you say such nice things about me. And I said, well, of course I love you, you know? And she was like, she said to me, it was so funny. She said, I never thought of you as having like a soothing voice until I was sitting there listening to you on video. And she was like, but you really do have a soothing voice. And I was like, oh, that means a lot to me. But at the time I was talking to Tanya, and I remember because we were driving home from another, you know, meeting, and I think it was, or was it that meeting? I don't remember. But anyway, we had this conversation about it because we went and got Fountain Cokes, and we drove around and talked about it for a while. And she said, I think it would be best if you know, she goes, if it were me, I would keep as much about my sobriety life other than your personal story and, you know, whatever. She was like, but where you're going and what you're doing, she was like, I wouldn't put that out there. And so at that point, and that was really early on, you guys, that was really, really early on. I don't even know if that was before my vlog, maybe. It might not have been, but I'm not willing to stop going to my home group. So if somebody finds out what my home group is and they want to go to my home group, it's not going to affect that anyway, because I'm not going to stop going to my home group. Does that make sense? But I don't talk about a lot of the meetings that I go to during the week. I don't talk about, so I might get up and get a coffee and go to a meeting. Or, you know, whatever. Like, there's a lot of that. Or go meet up with people. And for a long time on here, I would say, like, I met up with a sobriety friend. But I don't say that anymore, because to be really honest with you, in my real life, they're not sobriety friends. They're just friends. So I don't say a lot of that anymore. A lot of it's step work, you know, that I'm doing with people. A lot of it is, you know, what you do with people in recovery, which is help one another, you know? A lot of it is service work, and I'm not going to get on here and talk specifically about what my service work is that I do. I'm just not going to do that, you know? And So I think there's that. The other thing is, I don't really know how to say this at all without going against my own belief systems. Because you know, at the end of my videos, I always say, and practice random acts of kindness, but don't tell anyone. There's a lot that I am involved in. It has nothing to do with a job. My job is YouTube. I work from home. That's it. But there's a lot of like charity stuff that I do. And I don't ever talk about it on here. I have never talked about it on here. I will never specifically talk about it on here, no matter how hardcore I believe in those organizations, because I don't want to compromise their mission and their effort. And I've had some people out there that have tried to, as we know, in the past. I don't really care so much when it comes to my friends and my family anymore, because I don't care either. I'll talk about that in just a second, but but when it comes to the organizations that I, believe in and I whatnot, their causes are not going to be, I'm not going to have an organization be like, not an organization, but like whatever, be like, yeah, we're getting all these calls and yada yada yada. I'm just not going to have somebody that's trying to do good in the world be harassed. I'm not going to do that. So those are two very major areas of my life that I don't ever talk about on here. I have entire friend groups that are, circled around recovery and the organizations that I give my time and energy to, that you never see, that I make, and I'm not, and I could say on here, like, oh, I'm going out to lunch with a friend, or I'm going to coffee with a friend, or I'm doing this, but the reality is that I'm so, like, I got wings in my tongue, that, I'm going to start talking and being like, well, my friend, and just talking about my friend this and my friend that and whatever, and it's just easier for me just to keep that whole part of my life out. But the reality is that there are often things that happen in that area of my life that are very, very sad. You cannot be involved in a 12-step program today, or really ever, it's always kind of been this way, and just always witness success. You're gonna witness a lot of people not making it. And that's not always death, okay? That's a lot of people just saying, I don't want this. This isn't for me. And then they go back out and they realize that they're not successful at that, but they don't care. There's just a lot of sadness, and there are some days that are better than others for me. And I try to stay pretty high spirits most days. I try to be pretty positive, because when I looked at the world from a negative point of view, and it didn't get me anywhere. And one of the reasons why I have worked so hard at giving back more to recovery and giving back more in other areas is that because that helps me become a better person of character. That helps me grow as a person. And so yeah, but there are hard days, and then on top of all of that, I'm just so sickened by the state of our country right now. I got so many comments today on my vlog that I posted last night where I was talking about George Floyd. And then I got so many comments on my drama video, which wasn't a drama video, but on my drama channel, because I did a whole video dedicated to how I was feeling about that. And I got, like, every comment was like, thank you so much, thank you for this, thank you for that. And while that's nice, I think the fact, and thank you if you said that, but I think I don't want that to, you know, be ignored, that was appreciated. But at the same time, the fact that in 2020, we have to thank somebody for acknowledging privilege and injustice, like, that's a sad state of affairs where we live, you know? And I got, like, tagged in my one friend's thing, and, well, I don't even want to get into it, but she was like, I mean, I understood what she was saying, but she was basically, like, goading people. She was like, I want to see how many people will post this, and it was about racism in our country, and somebody, like, tagged my, like, post that I had said on it. This was a friend I've known forever, so anyway, it was whatever that she was doing, but I just was like, this isn't a game to see, like, how many people, like, will repost or, you know what I mean? I just was kind of like, what is this? Like, I don't know. And then to see all of these makeup looks, like, that just baffles my mind. To see all these makeup looks, you know, that people are, it's just like, a man is dead, my God. Like, and we're thinking it through as a makeup look? Like, what is wrong? And I would love to say that that's just it, you know, that it's just that situation, but there's so many situations, you know? And then it was like, later I got on Facebook and I saw, like, a lot of people were a lot of people were showing live protesting, and I have a lot of friends, and this is really what surprised me yesterday. Like, when I said that I didn't see a lot of people that had, you know, posted things, like, my entire husband's side of his family are all Latino immigrants, okay, who are highly political active. You know, like, they're constantly posting things about injustices, not just in the world and in Venezuela, but in the United States. And, like, now they did post today, but very few of them had posted last night. And, you know, I have a lot of friends of mine in recovery that are, like, I don't know. But anyway, a lot of people posted today, but yesterday I hadn't seen a lot. But tonight, it was like tons of people that I know. I had a lot of friends of mine that were actually at some protests around the country, and they were, like, recording it and, like, live streaming it. And, you know, I'm, like, reading underneath here. It's like this one thing I was watching, they were chanting somebody's name that had been killed. And it wasn't George Floyd, it was somebody else. And they were saying, like, remember this person. And when you could read the comment sections of the live stream, it was like people were excusing why this person was killed. And I was like, I don't know, you know? And I think back on, all the things, you know, that you know, I think about, like, Ferguson and Rodney King and you know, my mom telling me about organizing marches back in the day when she would work with people, and they would, you know, say, and she was young. My mom was, like, straight out of college, you know, and I think about that, and I think, what's changed? You know, I was talking to my neighbor about that today, and she's like, we were talking about it, you know, and she said, she said, you know, so she was like a sixth grade social studies teacher, I think is what she said. And she said, you know, I feel like we've let our children down. And she said, I think about all of the people that we've taught through, you know, the years, and this is where we are, you know, so many years later. And then, like, I don't know what to think about all of it, you know, violence scares me. But then I was talking to another friend of mine today, and she said, I can't talk about it. And I said, why can't you talk about it? And she said, I can't talk about it because I get too fired up. And she said, I mean, I can talk about it to you because I know that you disrespect my opinion. So whatever I say, you'll respect. She said, but like, I feel like I can't talk to people. She's, you know, and I said, so what do you think? And she said, like, I think she was like, I don't know the world that she goes, did you watch the video? And I said, yeah, I watched the video. It's horrible. And she said, what time are we living in? And she said, and then I feel like, Peter, you know, so many people that I know are defending and saying, like, yes, but this isn't a time to, like, be, like, you know, burning things up and looting and whatever. And she goes, and I get that. And she goes, but I think to myself, by the way, this is a white woman that lives in the suburbs, okay? And she's like, I get that. She's like, but I think, like, if it were me, I'd have to think, like, how much more are we supposed to take? And she's like, and you know I'm not a believer in violence or anger. She was like, I don't understand, like, what's it gonna take? What's it gonna take in our country? And she said, you know, it's just so sad. And the thing is that, you know, like, I would love to act like I have any kind of answers. You know, I got some comments on my Peterson's channel, and people were like, during this time, Peter, please give us some words of encouragement or some words of wisdom. I don't know what to say. I'm as sad and angry as everyone else. And I don't know that sadness and anger are two emotions that are really that helpful in this situation. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not telling somebody not to feel that way. I'm saying for me, I don't know that me being sad or angry is helping the situation, because it's clouding my judgment and it's not making me think real clearly. And I don't know what the answer is, you know? I don't. I don't know. Don't kill people? Know that that's wrong? Like, didn't we learn this shit when we were growing up? How do you knowingly keep your knee on somebody while they're begging for their life and people are standing around shouting and begging for you to stop? How do you do that? And you don't know that that's wrong. God, it just makes me so sad. And I could go on and on and on about how I feel about so many things in this world. But you know, you start getting to a certain age and you think, what's the point? I fought my whole life. I fought my whole life. You know, it's like, this is on a completely different subject, so please, just don't think that Peter's trying to compare the two, because I'm not doing that, okay? But it's like, and this is probably a more like, well, I said controversial the other day, and some people were like, this isn't controversial, okay? This is more, I don't know, whatever. But like, the issue with trans bathrooms in our school systems, okay? I don't identify as trans. I've never identified as trans. I identify as gay. And I was terrified to use the bathrooms. Not just in elementary school, not just in middle school, not just in junior high or in high school. I was terrified always to use the restrooms. During class, between classes, after school, before school, I don't care. I was terrified. I was terrified for my life. Because if something was gonna happen to me and somebody was, it stopped. I don't know how long ago it stopped, but I was talking about being afraid in the bathrooms. And I was saying that when I was growing up, it wasn't just elementary, it wasn't just junior high, it wasn't just high school, I was always afraid to go into the bathrooms. And I can remember going to college my first semester and it being like the weirdest thing that like I could walk into a bathroom and it was like I didn't think. Like, there's this whole pattern of thought that I had before I walked into a bathroom, you know? Like, before I walked in there, like, looking behind me and all this kind of stuff, you know? And, but I was terrified. Now, imagine being trans in our country and using either bathroom. Okay, either the bathroom that you identify with or the bathroom that the school deems appropriate for you to use. Can you imagine how terrifying that would be? Can you even just for 1 second imagine, right? When trans teenager suicide rates are through the roof. And I don't care if that's one kid that's scared, or I don't care if that's 10 million kids that's scared. One's enough. So what is such a big deal about us identifying a bathroom in a school and calling it, and having two at two ends of the school, okay? And calling them safety bathrooms that anybody can use that are just one stall, you know, toilet, a sink, that is it, right? That you go in, you lock the door, you come out. A safety bathroom. Why can't we have one or two of those in every school? What's the issue with that? You know, who are we threatening by that? You know, if we're, I don't know, it's like, I live in the middle of Indianapolis, Indiana, and almost every restaurant we go into, they have like gender-free bathrooms that say that they're gender-free on them. And they have signs about it being that way and respect the fact that they're gender neutral, you know? And like, but yet we can't get behind that with our school systems because people have an issue with trans people. Well, get the hell over it and think about the fact that somebody might be dead at the expense of you having an issue with somebody having a bathroom. Like, I don't know. It's just, there's so many things in this world that really make me sad. And this is a huge one right now, what's going on. Okay, my battery died. I had to pull in here to Marco's Pizza and change my battery. I don't even know how charged this battery is. I just kind of threw all my batteries into, I may have grabbed the wrong one. Two of them were charged and one of them was like half charged. So anyway, I was going on and on anyway. You know, one of the things I guess I don't understand is this is, I've said this before on here, but this is one thing I really do not understand, and this is not in regards to the, this is more of an LGBT thing. Well, this is an LGBT thing. I've never understood, like this is my, like this is why I choose to not get into debates and discussions with people that see completely differently than I do. Because I would rather put that energy into something positive that I'm doing for, you know, LGBT rights than to try to convince somebody that hates me anyway why they're wrong. Like, it's not gonna happen. And I'm not spinning my wheels on hatred anymore. I'm just not. I'd rather give my time and energy to love. But one of the things I have never understood in my life is, you know, if at the end of your life you're laying on your deathbed and you look back on your life and one of your proudest moments is that you kept, you know, a gay couple from being together, or you kept a trans person from using a bathroom that made them feel safe. Or, you know, whatever the issue may be. Like, if that's your finest moment looking back on your life, or that's one of your finest moments looking back on your life, and don't stand behind a veil of intellectualism and religiosity. Stand there as a human being to human being. And if that's one of your finest moments of your entirety of your life, what does that say for your life? What does it say about your legacy? Maybe just let people be. And I think that it's why I will always be a believer in peace and love, no matter how corny that sounds, I don't care. Versus, you know, I don't know, maybe I need to break out my peace necklace I used to wear all the time, and, you know, but like I do, I believe in it. I believe in it. I believe in the power of peace and love and compassion. I really, really, really do. There have been many moments in my life that I have witnessed, and I'm not any spring chicken, where I have witnessed violence waking people up. But I haven't witnessed violence making the change itself. I think true change has to come from a point of communication, sitting down. But you know, when you have parties that aren't willing to have those conversations and even say there's something wrong with what's going on with this situation, how do you have that conversation? Do you know what I mean? Like, how do you have that conversation? Like, you know, I was talking to Tanya on the phone today, and, you know, she and I feel almost identical about the situation, but, you know, I said to her, in regards to George Floyd, I said, which I was thinking about this today, like, what a weird concept this is. You know, this man was alive, you know, here he was just alive not too long ago, and now he's an internet search and a meme, and how sad that is, that his life was exchanged for that, you know, and that I hope that it's not that let's not forget, right? Let's just not forget. And I said to her, I said, I guess what makes me the saddest, I mean, it's not just, you know, regarding George Floyd, it's regarding George Floyd, the human being's murder. That, by a police officer. And I said to Tanya, I said, you know, like, I see a lot of my friends on Facebook, and I have, like, a lot of friends of mine that are conservative, and I have a lot of friends of mine that are liberal. I have a lot of, like, a mixed group of friends, okay? And so any given day, like, depending on what political issue is going on, my friends are always saying something, you know? And I can see, like, with any situation, you know, people are going to have their different sides of what they think about this, okay? There should be only one. We should all be looking at this the same way and saying, this is wrong. Why are we allowing this to happen? Because not enough people are saying this is wrong. If enough people were saying this is wrong, things would start changing. And, you know, and I had read this quote, or put it on my Instagram that I liked, about we're afraid to be uncomfortable. Well, people are dying. Maybe it's time we need to be uncomfortable. I won't even entertain a conversation. Thank God that every one of my close friends that I have talked to in the last 24 hours about this has felt almost identical to how I feel, because I'm telling you right now, I would get on the phone with somebody, and if they started saying, yes, but, I'd say, I gotta go. I can't have this conversation with you. I'm sorry. I can't. I cannot entertain a conversation with somebody that is gonna be shrouded in ignorance. I just can't. Not with this. This isn't a two-sided discussion. This isn't a debate. This isn't a news story. This is a human being's life. And this is systematic of our society, and this is a lot of people's lives that have been lost at this point. And you know, it's how many more, and is this, you know, what's gonna happen next time, and on and on and on. It's just like, come on, enough already. We should all be angry. We should all be sad about this. So I had a tough day as far as, I think sometimes when I had a tough day as far as some other stuff going on in my life, but I think when like this stuff, and I look at it, and I'm just in that kind of like that look of disbelief at the world. You know, I was talking to a friend of mine tonight, and I said, our country is falling to shit. Like, seriously. And, I don't know. Like I said, I don't have the answers. I wish I did. I don't think it's in an answer. I don't think there is an answer to it. I don't think there's one answer to it. I think it's, we need to change as a society, and it needs to be, you know, I said it's a systemic issue, and I think that we need to change that way, you know? We need to change. I thought I just heard it stop. Did it? No. I don't know. Doesn't feel like a Friday night. We watched the, well, Alex had a meeting after work tonight about some contractual stuff that he's doing, and so he didn't get home till like after 9. And, we watched the RuPaul's Drag Race finale. I don't want to ruin it for anybody, I'll just say this, but like, I would have been happy with any of the top 3 winning, but I didn't think that who won deserved to win. I will say that. There was a costume change that occurred in the very last song, that if you paid attention to the hair and the way, the color of the costume and things like that, that it was such a profound message that was being sent. Of such an LGBT iconic moment of something that's always been used, that I just was kind of like, I don't know. I was watching it, and I even said to Alex, I said, rewind it. And he said, why? And I said, her hair changed. And I said, did you notice that? And he goes, no, I didn't notice it. And I said, rewind it. I said, it's important. Because in the movie that they're referencing, her hair changes. And when her hair changes, it's an important part of the movie. And I know the movie very well. So, I don't know. I was just kind of sad about I don't know, it's weird, you know, the world we live in right now. It's like they, because of quarantine, they can't film the finale, so they are doing it all from their living rooms. which was bizarre. Oh, I don't know. And then I don't know, he was playing on Township after that. He's so obsessed with that game. He had like woken up before I like came to bed last night because I was finishing Wentworth when the birds were chirping for their breakfast. I was finishing Wentworth, and so I woke up or I came upstairs to go to bed, and he was already. I said, "Are you playing your phone already this morning?" And he said, "Yeah." I am so thirsty for water right now, and I am so far away from home to get some water, and I really don't want to go in anywhere and get any. So there's that. Boo and Tucker barked today like nobody's business. I thought I was going to lose my mind. I love those little guys so much, but they are such barkers. They bark. I always wonder, like, why when, like, Tucker comes back from the kennel, like, he's so hoarse. And it's because Tanya's like, he just barks the entire time, Peter. I swore today, I literally, like, I would walk a foot in this direction, and then I walk a foot, it was like everywhere I went, they, like, were barking today, like, they were so afraid of me leaving, like, the whole day. I think Alex being there for 2 months every day and then not being there, like, I think it really screwed them up. Like, I think they're not used to it at all. Like, they're very confused as to where he's at. And, because, like, he comes home from work and they about, like, go crazy. And, like, more than they ever have in the past. And, you know, like, I walked to the bathroom to get my books for my purisms video because I keep them against the sink in there. And, like, I can't even get from the living room to the bathroom without them, like, going crazy. And, you know, we've been, like, trying to be, like, very much, like, no bark, and do all that, you know, good boy, and all that stuff, and train them. I don't know, I think they're too old at this point. And, so then today, my neighbor was outside, well, she and her husband were outside with their new puppy, and so Boo and Tucker were out there. Well, as soon as Boo and Tucker saw him on the patio, he was on a little leash on the patio. As soon as they saw him, I mean, it's just constant. I'm like, oh my God, I can't even have a conversation with my neighbor. And then, so she was like, do you want me to let him down? And I said, yeah, let him down. I said, let them play. They've got to get to know each other. So, I was talking to Tanya about it. She's like, I just think Peter, he's like, I think he's very scared of other animals and whatever. But, like, Boo Radley just, like, ran around him and was like, dart at him and then dart at, but it just, like, it went on and on and on. It didn't just, like, ever settle down. Like, they didn't just ever settle down, you know? So finally, this puppy wants to be friends with Boo and Tucker so bad. So, did I share that he was in our house the other day? So Alex was leaving for work, and he took Boo and Tucker out, and then our puppy, like, their puppy ran into our house, and I'm, like, downstairs getting ready to move my car, and I look, and oh, there he is, you know? And so, today he was, like, trying to get into the house, and she's like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, don't even worry about it. Like, we don't care. And so I put Boo and Tucker in the house, and I, like, picked him up, and I put him down, and I was sitting on the step, like, from our patio down to the grass, and he, like, squeezed past me really quick, and then ran up to the door, and he was, like, just standing there at the door, and Boo and Tucker are inside, and they're like, arr! I mean, it was like, I was like, they have lost their damn minds. Like, they will not shut up. Like, I mean, it was literally like the midnight howl from 101 Dalmatians. I just could not believe it. So, I was like, these little dudes are crazy. Such a beautiful day outside. I was talking to Tanya, and I could just tell she was really... We had both had a tough day. She was really, I think, down today. And Tanya is like such an empath that, like, when she is like engaging in a lot of like watching a lot of all of this or participating in discussions about it, like it really like takes her energy. And I said to her, I said, you know, it is such a beautiful day outside, isn't it? She said, it really is. It really is such a pretty day. I think it's hard. I'm not like a person that ever gives up, right? But you sit by and you watch things and you watch things and you think, I don't really think it is getting better. You know? I don't know. Everybody thinks it's Melissa that is starting a channel on my channel. Or starting a channel on my channel. That's starting a YouTube channel. It's not Melissa. It's not Melissa. I would love for Melissa to start a channel, but she doesn't have... I mean, she like acts like... I think she likes the fact that... people think that she would be good on a channel more than she actually wants to start a channel. I don't think she really has any desire to start a channel. We've kind of talked about it in the past and stuff. You know, Melissa has a lot of things that she is really involved in as well. She doesn't really have a lot of... I don't know that she would have the time that she would want to dedicate to it, but she's kind of thrown it out to me before. I wouldn't be surprised if Melissa came to me and said, you know, like, I'm going to start a YouTube channel. Will you help me with it? But it's not Melissa. It's another friend of mine. It's a friend of mine that I've never really talked about on here, even though she's one of my closest friends. That's all I'll say. I already said to her, I said, people are they're gonna know how I know you as soon as, you know. And she's like, I don't care. So anyway, but she's got a really cool concept. But let me tell you what happened. So she had a channel name that I loved the channel name, but I was like, I'm kind of a little worried that YouTube may like, in case she uses it, I don't want to say it. So anyway, but then like she's refilming some stuff today, and she was getting real nervous about refilming it. And then she said at like 2 o'clock, she's like trying to film a like welcome to my channel video. And so she sent me like this raw clip of how she was gonna do it. And so I called her back and I was like, yeah, I think this is great. Like, you know, hype up the energy a little bit, because like, you're more energetic like that in person. And she was like, you guys make this look so easy. And I was like, it's just talking to a camera like you would talk to me, dear. It's really not that hard. And she was like, you make it look so easy. I go, it is hard. I go, it is hard. I said, it wasn't for me. I don't know why. I don't know why it wasn't hard for me. It was, I guess the first couple booktube videos it was, but like, I just really never thought about it. You know, like that's the thing is I have so many people that are like, I'm so uncomfortable in front of the camera. I'm so uncomfortable talking to the camera, blah, 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 whatever. Like, Tanya hates being in pictures. Tanya hates being on video, as y'all know. Like, she just doesn't like it, you know? And she's very apprehensive about, like, she looks away from the camera, looks down, you know, stuff. She just doesn't like cameras. And so I'm like, whatever. But, I think a lot of people are like that, right? Like, it just takes some getting used to. I was just so excited about being on BookTube that I think that when I started it, that kind of took away from my fear. But when I go back and and that wasn't first video I had made either. I mean, I had made stupid videos before, but like that was where I consistently started posting, you know? And when I started over there, if you go back and you watch my first booktube video, I'm like, so yeah, I'm gonna like talk about books, and I'm gonna do like book lists and book discussions. I mean, I was shy, more shy than I am every day talking on here, you know, like. And like I was saying to my friend today, was it today or yesterday? It was yesterday. I was talking to her. She was like, well, how am I supposed to just talk to the camera? Like, that's why I wanted to have somebody else there, because I could have a conversation and just record it. And I said, it's boring. Nobody wants to see that. And she started laughing. She's like, I love you. You're so honest with me. I said, girl, I love you. And you have a great concept. And I want you to, this is going to be really cool. And I said, you just need to talk to the audience. Like whoever you're, she goes, I have no audience. I don't even have a channel yet. I said, you can't think that way. I said, just, you know, you got one person out there that's watching you. And I said, and just get excited about it and talk to them, like talk to them like you talk to me. My God, you can ramble for 20 minutes and never shut your mouth. She started laughing. And, but I know it's hard. I know it's hard, you know? And I think, like, so many people, I think, want to start YouTube channels, and then they get on video, and I don't know what happens. I really don't know what happens in that moment from, I want to do a video to record. And then they're like, hi, I'm Judy Smith. I like books. I mean, nobody talks that way. Nobody talks that way, right? So why are you talking that way into the camera? Talking to the camera the way that you would talk to your mom, or you would, well, maybe not the way you would talk to your mom, but you know what I mean? The way that you would talk to anybody else. And like, and whatever that is, let that come out and be you, because that is going to be consistent across the board, first of all, and people are going to get to know you and your personality, and they're going to be like, okay, this is who this person is, versus a super hyped up version of it, or whatever, you know, like, I think most people know at this point that what you see on this channel is who I am, and is my hair been standing up like that the whole time? And that on my drama video, that's like the fun side of Peter, like, if I was out to dinner with friends, kind of Peter, you know? And then, like, the Peterisms is maybe, like, what I would share in a meeting, or not even that, because I mean, you know, but Tanya and I were driving around talking about some meditation we had read, because we read a lot of the Melody Bailey. You know, I mean, like, the BookTube channel is a lot of me, like, talking to my friends about books, and the review channel is way just for me to have fun. I love the review channel, and I love just being able to be crazy and silly over there, and that's probably the highest level of kind of like entertainment, that, not entertainment, but you know, where I'm like, ah, and all that kind of stuff. But like, if I was sitting here with Tanya right now in the car, it was literally like my intonation, how I'm speaking, everything would be no different than what you're seeing right now. So I don't know how you get there on YouTube. Like, I guess what kind of cracks me up, because like people will send me their videos and they'll say like, what do you think? And if somebody sends me their video and they want to be a YouTuber and they're going to ask me what I think, I'm going to tell them what I think, right? And so they'll say like, what do you think? And I go watch the video and it's like, hi, I'm G. Well, first of all, it'll be like their forehead, their eyes, and you can't even see the rest of their face. And I'm like, you need to move back. Like, I told my friend that. She was sitting like 25 feet away from the camera. I was like, girl, nobody can see you. You're so far away. So then today she was like right up front and center. I was like, you need to move back a little bit. She was like, oh my God, I move up, I move back. I said, I'm just trying to help. So anyway, but, and it's not like I have it figured out either. If I did, I'd have 10 million subscribers. I don't, you know? But I know, like, when I see something, what I think of it. So, anyway. But, you know, like, people, like, sometimes I think their feelings hurt. And they send me these videos, and they'll be like, you know, like, what do you think? And I think they want me to tell them that it's, you know, it's Oscar-winning performance, when it's just not. I'm sorry, it's just not. None of us are. Not even, you know, yours truly. I know it's hard to believe, but there just aren't, you know? But it's about getting comfortable and stuff like that. But like, one of the things I don't understand, which is so funny to me, is why I'm not comfortable making videos, okay? And so, like, I'm not saying me, I'm saying this is how people are. Like, I'm not comfortable making videos, but I really want to make videos. Like, I really want to do that, right? Okay, I get that. So then you get on video and you all of a sudden become really shy. Like, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Like, but I did it. But I was the same way. I was the same way, as if all of a sudden, like, because I hit that record button, somebody was sitting there looking at me. You know, the reason I'm laughing is because it's so ludicrous, and we all do it. All of us do it. We're all the same way, you know? I don't know. Maybe the ones that are super successful. Although I've seen, like, Shane Dawson's first videos and those. I've seen, typically one of the things I do when I go to somebody's channel is, like, I go back and watch their very first video that they have on their channel. I'll give it to somebody I like, because I want to see how far they've come. And so that's typically what I'll do, is go back to, like, their very first video. And like, when you watch some people's, like, some big YouTubers today, you can just see over time, it just took them time to get more comfortable, right? But if you're gonna get comfortable, you have to make more and more videos. This guy's, like, slowing down and slowing down and slowing down. Oh my God. So anyway, if you wanna be a YouTuber, just practice. Put your cat or your dog or your ferret or your stuffed animal or whatever it is in front of the camera and just talk to it. Put your, you know, infant or toddler and just talk to it while they're, you know, laughing and giggling, and just talk to your camera the way that you would talk to your friends if they were sitting in the car with you. And just kind of look in the camera as if you're looking straight ahead driving a car, and your friend is in your best friend's in your passenger seat. And what would you be saying to them? That's how you need to do it. Okay, where am I at on time? I can hardly see. I'm probably gonna, I can't see. It looks like I'm at the end. It's just kind of blurry, but so many people commented about the Dodge truck, okay? Remind me to tell you about the Dodge truck that I said yesterday. So, I don't go in and read my emails from our management company very often, because there are so many of them, okay? They literally send out like 5 a day. And it's always stuff like, well, first of all, they don't put, like, in the header of the email a lot, like, what it's about. So it'll just be like, what's the thing she says she always puts on there? I don't know how she has so much time to send out. This woman that is a CEO of a management company of, like, I don't know, 20 neighborhoods, but so she'll send out these emails, and it'll say, like, board information, that's what it says, okay? Or information from board. But today's said, or yesterday said, caution. And I was like, what is this? And I thought it was, like, right to me, like, caution. Because I've been telling people in the neighborhood, I was like, if they don't open that pool soon, I'm gonna get me a pool. I'm putting it out in my backyard. Well, you're not allowed to do. The beanbag was going all over the place. The beanbag that carries my camera. And the camera was at the end of the 30 minutes. So anyway, we're not allowed to have, you know, baby pools and all that kind of stuff in our backyard. Well, all of us back there, Laura and my other neighbors, we've all talked. We're having a water park back there if they don't open that pool. We don't care. Now, we'll respect the social distancing and the laws of the pool. They're opening the pool, supposedly, right? But I told a bunch of people, I said jokingly, like, I'm getting me one of those above ground pools back there. So I was like, one of these damn neighbors probably told my management company, and here they are sending me an email that says caution. Well, I opened this email, and it was about this gray Dodge Ram truck in our around our neighborhood that is, like, pulling over. And this has happened to, like, a couple people that live in my neighborhood, like a couple of the older people. And like, he pulls them over, like, he, like, waves them down, and then they pull over and they roll down their window, and as soon as they roll down their window, he, like, reaches in the car and grabs them and says, like, you need to give me your wallet or your purse. And this has, like, happened, like, a couple times in our neighborhood, I guess. And I was like, that is really, really scary. So I sent the email to Alex and I said, I just want you to be careful. He goes, I don't roll my windows down for anyone. My husband. I don't roll my windows down for anyone. I'm like, okay, just be careful. Caution. Yeah, these are the emails that I get in a day that must be returned from our management company of much importance. I think she just sits there and she's like, what could I send an email out now? So all those people over there can have to respond in the next 4 hours. Pruning of the trees. From the board. The board has voted this week. They're always voting and meeting. Our board meets, like, I swear to God, twice a week or something. It's only like 4 of them. There's like the president, the vice president, the secretary, and the treasurer. And they like meet, like, I don't know, for coffee twice a week or something. And they're always passing decisions about our neighborhood, of which is the smallest condo neighborhood in the world. Dear residents, the board has voted in a new meeting dated such and secretary notes were sent to me by such and such secretary of the board. They're always real formal like that too. And it's come to our attention that there are, out of the 74 trees we have in our neighborhood, 21 of them require pruning. These trees are noted by lot numbers, of which, who knows their lot number? I don't, right? They always refer to our lot number instead of our address. I'm like, could you just give us our address, please? Lot numbers. If your property sits on one of these lots and you would like your tree pruned at no expense, please fill out the information sheet below and email to me within the next 24 hours. And then she always puts in there, how does she say it? She always says something like usual. How does she say it? Like always, my job is to only communicate the information sent to me by the board. I am in no way, like, she just wants no responsibility for it whatsoever, right? When I know damn well the management company is running the neighborhood. They're the ones that'll sue you if you do something wrong. I haven't driven over the lake and seen how many, I don't feel like doing it today, but to see how many boats are out on the lake yet. Pruning of the trees, pruning of the neighborhood. We now have squirrels that run on our roof. This is a new thing that my husband's not happy about. You can hear him. I now have 2 squirrels. Did I tell you that? Okay, well, I'll have to pull in somewhere and show you because Alex sent it to me the other day. I was sitting out there and I couldn't get my camera fast enough, and so Alex was recording it for me. But we now have 2 squirrels. I think they're Mr. and Mrs. Squirrel. And they go to the squirrel picnic table. Let's see if I think I have the picture. Hold on a second. They go to the squirrel picnic table and they eat dinner, and then they eat breakfast and they go back to bed every morning. It's real sweet. And but you can hear them because they go from the picnic table and then they go to the fence on Laura's side, and they go from the fence to the top of her house, the top of her house, the top of our house, and then you can hear them go up our roof. It's hilarious. Okay. Dream. Why can't I see it? Oh, here it is. Do you see? There they are. Mr. and Mrs. Squirrel. I love them. I was trying to get video, but I couldn't get it. Do you ever just really want water really, really bad? I really want water so bad. My nose is driving me nuts. I'm almost sneezing today and things. And I don't know what I'm going to do about those suet things either. I bought a bunch of them. They're pointless because I think I'm going to break them up and put them on my squirrel table because some animal came and took both of them. And I'm not happy about it. I'm like, I don't know. It just makes me mad. Thieves. Leave my bird food alone. My birds are hungry. And I also don't want them to be afraid. I want them to keep on coming back. I told my neighbor today, I said, did you see my, every time she comes over, I say it to her every time. I said, did you see my squirrel picnic table? And she said, yeah. She's so nice, because as soon as I say it, I remember I've already asked her like 5 times. And I said, I don't really know why, and I say this to her too, I said, I don't know why I'm really so obsessed with birds and squirrels this year. She says, well, there's not really a whole lot more for us to do out here, is there? She and her husband were playing Scrabble on the back patio. And they were drinking a couple beers, and it was his 60th birthday. Thought it was real sweet. She's like, yeah. She's like, there's not really anything to do. So she was like, it's his 60th birthday. I was like, oh my God, happy birthday. And he was real excited. So she said, we're playing Scrabble, having a couple beers. They have like a really nice table out there and stuff. And they're so friendly. Oh. Dream. All right, you guys, listen, I think I'm gonna get off here because it's late and I would like to listen to a little bit of my audiobook before I go to bed. And yeah, I know I said tonight was gonna be longer, but I kept on like laying in bed and going back to sleep, and it was just so comfy with the dogs. I don't know, it was Boo Radley tonight. He's like been wanting to sleep in his house. Like, I leave the door cracked. Like last night, when I was watching Wentworth, I left the door cracked upstairs. And he came downstairs and went in his house and slept. I think sometimes he likes being down there by himself. I don't know. But then like I carry him upstairs to the bed, and he seems happy to be with us. I don't know what's going on with him, little guy. Hope he's okay. He's so sweet. When I was leaving tonight, he was standing there looking at me, like his head turned back. Like, are you leaving, Dad? My battery died. That must have been the battery that wasn't good. I thought it was the battery that was fully charged. But listen, the birds. All my bird friends. And then I had to keep on driving because there were just long driveways, and I wasn't going to pull into somebody's driveway. I don't even know what I was talking about. I was talking about something about with Boo Radley looking over his shoulder at me when I was leaving. Anyway, I'm gonna get off here now, you guys. Oh, it's been a long day. Tomorrow's gonna be an amazing day. Tomorrow's gonna be a great day. Just feel it. It's gonna be a good day tomorrow. If you guys made it this far in the video, thank you guys so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Give it a thumbs up. And please make sure that you're subscribed to my channel and that you have your notification bells turned on so that you get notified every time I post a video on all of my channels. I would really, really appreciate it. And yeah, and then also, is that it? Put a blue heart in the comment section below, you guys. If you're a Wolfpack member, that's all of us over here just trying to get through life together. And I love you guys. Thank you for letting me come over here and just talk and vent, and I love it over here. I really do. And I love you guys. And I hope you're having an amazing Saturday, unless you have other plans. But like I always say, don't have other plans. Make the most of your day. Do something fun today. Do something exciting. Get outside if you can. It's so beautiful in the Midwest. So if you can get outside, get outside. If it's nice where you are. Get some fresh air. Start a new TV show. I'm going to start Unbelievable, I think it's called, tonight. I was going to start it today, but it's not going to happen now. It's too late. Start a new book or something. Oh, by the way, the book club is Sunday at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And on YouNow, which is linked below. If you'd like to join us, it's about Eileen Mornos. Anybody can come. You don't have to have read the books or anything. If you know anything about Eileen Wuornos and you'd like to come. And what else? Do something that will make yourself proud when you look back on it tomorrow or the next day or a week from now or a month from now or a year from now or 10 years from now or 20 years from now or 50 years from now or 60 or 69 or 60 years from now or 69 years from now. Family friendly. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. Make sure that you look at yourself in the mirror every single day and you say, I love you. And at least one positive affirmation like, you matter. Your life matters. You are important. And believe it. Believe it about yourself. And every night before you go to bed, say, tomorrow is going to be an amazing day, full of positive experiences and great opportunities. And I'm going to have laughter and fun and smiles tomorrow. And if my day gets off track, I can start my day over whenever I want. And when you get up every morning, look in the mirror and say, I love you. You matter. Your life matters. And I'm having an amazing day today. And I'm going to be happy, joyous, and free all day today. Say that to yourself at night, too. I'm going to be happy, joyous, and free all day tomorrow. I'm going to be happy, joyous, and free all day today. My day is going to be full of laughter and smiling. I'm going to have great opportunities come my way. And I'm going to have really positive experiences in my life today. And if my day gets off track, I can start my day over whenever I want. And most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. Just say, hey, I just want to let you know I care about you. I was thinking about you. And thank you for being in my life. Thank you all for being in my life. And don't forget to practice random acts of kindness. But like I always say, don't tell anyone. Just do it to put some good out there in the world, some compassion, some kindness, some love. We could all use a little bit more of that. I know I could. I know every day that I wake up, I could do a better job at that, putting that out there in the world. And yeah, I think that's it. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. I love you, and I will see you tomorrow. Better days. I love you. Bye. Love ya.